Okay, welcome to another RS Wave update. So the reason for this one is because I still cannot fix the issue between TradingView and YouTube. So I'm just gonna basically put it in there manually by doing a quick zoom on this one. So just going through a couple of things here to prepare for that. Which is fine. Yeah. All right. So I suppose the best thing to do right now would be to share the screen. Share. Sharing is caring. I think it's the one, yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. So as we can see, XLM against USD is doing what I said it would. It's creating the D wave, right? So didn't post anything yesterday, not even on TradingView, basically just to wait for this B wave to complete, because I didn't think it was going to do much. So I just thought, you know what, just ignore that. But now we've started to see wave C of wave D. Okay, so we go through every single pattern in detail. And I did tell you we are looking for lower prices. So we will buy at 27 cents. Not until we see that D wave complete can we expect the E wave. The D wave may not go below the last low back on the 24th of May. Okay, so as you can see, this thing's starting to move. It's pretty obvious. The same thing is, well, not the same thing, but if you go to the XLM BTC on the Bittrex chart, you can see that it's basically gapped down in wave 3. So because wave E ended and wave 4 ended up here when the spike happened, right? A lot of people would have bought in there and probably feeling the pain if they haven't already escaped the trade or gotten out. So as I've been warning, we need to see a new low, and that appears to be underway on the Bittrex chart, which needs to go below its expanded B wave there, expanded type 2 B wave there. If you go to the Binance chart, basically it's the same story, except, you know, the waves look a bit different. Waves don't always look the same on every chart, as we know. That's why we do what we do here at RS Wave. So you've got the A, the non-expanded B. Well, it's still a type 2 expanded B, but it never made a new low, which gave us the clue that that was not the end of wave C in general, nor was it the end of a wave 3, but rather it is part of wave 4. So basically the rest of the waves had to be put into perspective, and this was a wave E. Now, I just want to talk about this wave E quickly and what ended up being, right? Because I find it quite amusing how wave E's can be just so misleading. So you had a mini 1-2, right? Small wave 2. You had a wave 3, and then you had basically your expanded, larger wave 4 correction. And even though they overlapped, well, that's because it's actually technically it's a type 2 weak wave E, and that's why it overlaps. And yeah, I suppose people got a little bit excited there, only to be let down because it's gone below the start of that move, right? So that to me is proof that this is going to the lows. It doesn't seem to be particularly sharp in this particular chart, which is a good thing. We don't want it to be sharp because we are expecting a low to occur once we reach the bottom down here, right? So just bear with me. My chart is a little bit laggy for some reason. So once we get down to this area, anything below the last low, which is back on the 19th of May on this particular chart, will confirm wave C is complete, and then buying opportunity. But this is in terms of the stellar Bitcoin chart. It's not, it's just a guide. To me, it's just a guide. So for me, it's all about the sorry, just a bit laggy. Jeez, that's really laggy. Okay, XLM USD. So it's all about the XLM USD chart for me, because that's what I'm going to be using, because I'm going to be going back from USDT back into XLM once we hit 27 cents. But you must understand that in this particular chart, we need to see wave D complete, and wave D may not make a new low and bounce, or it might make a new low and then bounce in wave E, right? And then if you're a margin trader, this is a classic one. You'll basically go in and then it'll come back down for wave 5 and it'll stop you out. So be careful with margin trading. I don't recommend it at this point in time. Using cryptos, simply because you can actually just own the crypto and it's pretty cheap, right? Especially if you're buying at 27 cents and we're expecting it to go well above all-time highs. I will keep you updated on that as we go along. But to me, the proof is in the pudding. The triangle is in play, but that's just because it's price that's forming that particular shape, right? It's not because that, it doesn't mean that wave D will end at the bottom of the triangle, right? It is possible that it may, and it may just bounce within the triangle. That's possible, but it doesn't mean that it can't basically just go outside of the triangle and then bounce in wave E. So you can't predict these things. All you can do is look at the waves, understand what you're seeing, understand that you need to make a new low, and that it's that peace of mind, it's that confidence that you're going to have to buy at the lows that's the most important thing, rather than so much of the I suppose the semantics of it all, especially if you're not well versed in RES wave. So as I always mention, these videos are mainly geared towards members because they understand exactly what I'm talking about. Other people might be just following along for the ride. It doesn't matter to me. Either one is good, because I just love the waves and I love putting out content in order to help people understand the markets. In a way, the future results will help you. It'll give credibility to what I'm talking about, rather than just putting out random updates that have no context. We are tracking every pattern since the beginning. To understand the larger picture, I may create another video on that moving forward. But for now, it's just mainly all about keeping you informed. Now, just give me a second, because I think I've lost one of my 1 second. Don't know where half the stuff disappears to sometimes, but that's okay. All right, let's just get back into the control room so I can see who's asking what. Do we have anything? Okay. So finally caught the live. Good on you. Welcome there, Leg Nil. Bought back in, lost like 4%, no biggie. Yeah, you know, what do you do? What tool do you use for that triangle? Well, the triangle is basically, it's all about understanding RES wave, right? So you got to identify the A, the B, the C, etc., right? So in this case, the C didn't quite make the top of the triangle, but if you look at a different chart, it did, like the XLM BTC charts. So to me, it's not so much about the triangle, it's about the patterns. The triangle is just there as a, I don't know, just, it's like a guide, that there is price action going on within here, but we know what it is. It's not just that we just like to draw patterns on charts like most people do, just for the sake of it. Like if you look at the Bittrex chart, you can see that the A and the C touched. Basically, I used the A and the C, and then we can see that the E wave went above it, came back down. Right? It's never perfect. Waves are never perfect, and that's why I say that they're just shapes. They're not really going to give you much of a. It's not the end all be all of understanding the waves. It's just price is creating the RES wave pattern within a triangular shape, which is going to basically be like the final thrust, right? Because the reason why these triangular shapes happen in the first place is because the market is, in this market, there's strength in the market, but it has to complete the pattern. It just must. It's law, right? It's basically a law. So in order to be able to do that, it has to build the strength in the bears and the bulls and the bears until it finally resolves in the final wave down, wave 5, and then that's when you get the bounce, and we're expecting then wave D to unfold, right? So that's what it's basically all about. So yeah, no real tool for how to do it, just learning the waves basically. How low? 27 cents, my fishing nation friend. 27 cents on the XLM USD chart is my goal. Basically, whenever it makes the new low that's coming, right? Whenever it hits that 20, basically it has to make a new low, right? On this particular chart, it has to make a new low, right? So when I see it finally complete its DE, finish wave 4, go back to wave 5, and break the low as soon as it touches it, right? I'm not going to be trying to catch the bottom to the point where I'm going to, try to get it exact, right? I'm just going to basically buy at 27 cents. That's it for me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all about peace of mind. If you want the peace of mind, then knowing the waves and following my ideas, you start to link them both together. So I recommend using 2 screens. So on one screen, you got the RES wave members section material, right? The program costs up until the end of June, it's $4.99 USD payable in XLM, because I hate PayPal. I think PayPal is garbage, right? And then you have that open on one screen and you can see the pattern for the bull and the bear, and you start to sort of read the material, the theory, there's an overview of how it works, right? And then you join that material with the ideas and the live streams and the posts and everything, right? And then you start to see it yourself, and it's peace of mind, because then you stop worrying about, okay, when should I get in? When should I get out? I don't need to be perfect when I get in. I don't need to be perfect when I get out. I just need to understand where we're going, do my best to buy at the right time, and do my best to get out at the right time. Okay. So that's why I think having the RES Wave program gives you that peace of mind, because believe it or not, the ideas are geared. That's why they're all color coded, same as on the program. So how long do I think it'll take to reach the lows? Well, not long, because wave D is almost over. We'll see wave D, the C wave of wave D finish, which will complete wave D. And then we'll need a wave E to end wave 4, and then wave 5, and that's it. So, a few days, maybe. Yeah, look, even with Bitcoin, right? As I've always said it, because of the expanded B wave that it's created, it's going to go lower, right? But it's only a B wave. We still haven't seen the end of C wave, and C waves are supposed to be the strongest, most largest, deepest move of the correction. Typically, not always. And as we saw with Bitcoin, A wave wasn't. Look, all this stuff's on all this stuff is in the theory of my program, but because A wave was not that big, I expect the C wave to be killer. And that's why I believe when the C wave starts to really move down, it's going to be around the same time that XLM starts to pump, because that profit is going somewhere. And there's a whole bunch of other factors, but mainly it's just the waves. If you stick to the waves, that's cool. If you listen to the news, that's basically going to throw you off. Basically, I try to teach people not to worry about what you hear, because we're still in a overall correction for cryptos, which means that we haven't even seen the real big bull market yet. We're nowhere near that yet. As soon as we do get there, we've already made the profits and taken the profits, and we're being patient. And then when the shit hits the fan, we're going to know what to do with those profits. And that's when the real bull market begins. Right now, we're just dealing with bear market rallies, and we are in a bear market. We've been in a bear market since 2017, and we're not going to see that bear market end quite just yet until we see these patterns unfold. I cannot give you a time frame on that yet, but I can track it as we go. And that's the most important thing, because you want to know when to get in, when to get out at the right time. And also just feel comfortable when you go to sleep at night, that you understand a bit more, and you haven't overdone it with the leverage, or you haven't put too much percentage of your money into it. And the more confident you are, obviously, the more you can do. But yeah, that's it on that one. Well, that's right. I've said that many times, that Bitcoin can go very low. But people, I don't like to say it that often, because people just, they just, I don't know, they just have this attitude where you're like, you're just a perma bear. But it's like, no, I'm following a strategy which took me 6 years to create. This is what it looks like to me. Yes, it's going to go low. But then people say, oh, but if BTC goes down, doesn't all the altcoins bleed? And then you've got the counter argument. That means it's alt season. And it's like, well, I don't listen to any of that crap, because you can have an argument for and against on anything in this world, right? So it's better to just have one yardstick, one program, stick to that, ignore the rest of the crap out there, right? And that's it, really. There's nothing else to say on that. Well, it's just following the waves. That's all it is. It's just once you learn to follow the waves, you just follow them over time. It proves itself. You get credibility, whatever. I don't care. I'm making money anyway. Everybody who likes it, likes it. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. No one's forcing you to do anything. But people are going to see the results and then they're just going to make their own choice because that's what people do online. They make their own choices, regardless of anything. Always ignore what your friend says. Always have your own ways of doing things, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, you've done your own analysis, you've done your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just using a program. Yes, I sell a program, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to get you to compare my notes with yours in order to make your own judgments. You know, maybe some followers without buying the program can make some money, but they're relying on someone else at the end of the day. Wouldn't it be better if they could just rely on themselves? You know, wouldn't it be better if you could follow my analysis and understand and contribute in a way that it's like, okay, maybe this pattern was this. Maybe you saw it wrong. Maybe you saw it wrong and it was this pattern instead of that. And then that's constructive criticism, not the kind of stuff that I've been seeing lately, which really, it doesn't really help anybody, right? It doesn't help the community. It's just like, you're just time wasting. You're actually wasting everybody else's time. That's what I was told by one of my followers. The more I address the trolls, the more I'm wasting everybody's time. So really, they're just wasting everybody's time. So I've just decided to ignore it from now on. So that's my update. I don't want to make this too long, right? Because it's just meant to be the YouTube version of the trading view idea that I did earlier, just until I fix what's really going on between the two linking up. My background is in IT. So, you know, being so busy lately, I'm just working on various things at once. I don't mind doing both, do a trading view video so you can see who I am, and then also have a YouTube video so you can see who I am, and then a trading view video just so I can get to the point. And yeah, but at least on YouTube, I can answer some questions along the way if there are any. Otherwise, that's basically it. So not much else to say. Please, you know, follow, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what you think of this analysis, compare your notes with mine, and yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your day.